What is meditation? From external forms like focusing on your thoughts or breath, to internal exercises that are part of spiritual practice, meditation as a word gets used a lot in different contexts, often with an assumption of a common meaning. But do we all actually know what it means? In its most basic form, meditation is prolonged concentration. Several questions then arise. What is the goal of meditation? Who, as in what faculty or vehicle, is doing the concentrating? And what is the object of the concentration? What are you concentrating on? Depending on the answers to these questions, you can perform different kinds of meditation. To keep it simple, there are essentially 3 different kinds of meditation. The first kind uses the 5 senses. The object of meditation is some kind of external ritual or practice. Focusing on the breath or on a candle, performing rituals, or going to church, temple, or a mosque can all fall into this first category. The goal is usually physical and mental relaxation and improved cognitive or worldly function. The purpose of this form of meditation is to still the 5 senses. The second kind of meditation uses the mind and involves study of scripture, reciting of mantra, and intellectual study and reflection. In this form of meditation, you use thought to fight against thought. This develops a stronger mind and intellectual understanding of philosophies or spiritual frameworks. The purpose of this form of meditation is to still the thoughts, so the vehicle of the mind is quieted. The third kind of meditation is extremely rare. It is completely different from what typically gets referred to as meditation in the mainstream. It uses the will to direct all one's attention and focus into the center of the heart. In spiritual practice, the heart refers neither to the physical organ nor to the seat of emotions, but rather the deepest core of our being. Once we direct our will to the heart, we then work to remain there, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We learn to remain grounded in the heart while still functioning appropriately on the physical plane. As we bore into the heart, we have to break and give up our wrong identification with who we think we are. We work to disentangle from all our wrong attachments and identifications, gradually stilling the layers of vibrations that conceal our true nature. That nature is ultimately love. This process involves constant willingness to face whatever experience we have at any given moment, whether it is a good experience or a bad experience. This form of meditation is the most difficult and can only be learned with the guidance of an advanced teacher. Despite its challenges, it is ultimately the most rewarding. In spiritual practice, each form of meditation is seen as leading to the next one. So the first form of meditation prepares the practitioner for the second, and the second prepares for the third. While all 3 of these types can be described as meditation, they are very different from one another in practice and aim. To recap, the first and most basic engages the 5 senses to focus on external objects, such as a candle, your body, or your breath. The goal is a sense of calm and awareness and the stilling of the 5 senses and the physical body. The second uses the mind to engage in study, recitation of mantra, and wrestling intellectually with scripture, philosophy, and the concepts of spiritual practice. The goal is greater understanding and to develop a roadmap of spiritual terrain. This one-pointed focus and use of mantra or ceaseless prayer allow the practitioner to quiet the mind. The third uses the will to orient our attention to the center of our being, in the heart. The object of meditation is the true self of all, and the goal is to free ourselves of all identification and attachment to attain our true nature, pure love.